All right. Hey there, Rock Solid family. So, this message is going to find you in a space of testimony. I want to read you something, though. The Lord dropped in my spirit after I released the video earlier about He will send a counterfeit before He sends the real thing. Myself, I guess, or not, I guess, I battled with the spirit of lust for a long time. And sensuality, even sexual immorality, but fantasy. This is going to make a little sense. And I'll tell you. I want to read this to you all. It says they are predators. They seek out compassionate, trusting, good-hearted human beings and then mimic those qualities. Like parasites, they are their strongest when they have a healthy host. And then slowly they use their victims' love to destroy them from the inside out. But unlike parasites, they don't do this for survival. They do it for fun, entertainment, in order to temporarily alleviate the twisted state of living in contempt, envy, and boredom. All right, so keeping that in mind, I remember when I worked at a strip club for 3 months because I thought that I wanted to be in a place that would be accepting of my natural sensuality, sexuality, spirituality. My naive but green, but respect the green. So inside of the strip club spacing, I remember I knew I wasn't going to last long. The whole thing was give them a fantasy. Give them a fantasy. Bring their fantasy alive. And I remember for me, that was just very hard because I've never really believed in a fantasy world. Remember, sensuality, sexuality, spirituality. And I thought that this was going to be a place where I can go in and express my sensuality mostly and be able to earn some coins from it. But what I really found out is that even my spirit would not allow me to fall into their fantasy world of doing things. And I knew it wasn't fitting for me because most of the males that I would entertain, right, for the entertainment, right, out of their boredom, they had wives. And that did not sit well in my spirit. So I remember I used to tell these folks in the strip club and understand if you are here for a woman like myself to entertain you, and you got a wife at home, I guarantee you that wife at home is waiting for this part of this man of you to lead her into that sensual space that we all have as women, our feminine grace, to be able to move and flow and bring out our sexuality that we have saved for our husband, for our one and only love. You may not want to see your wife in a sense of a whore, but you shouldn't see me as a whore either if I'm here for your entertainment. So again, we're not here to have sex, and maybe many of them did want to have sex, but that's just a line I wouldn't cross. But understanding the fantasy, I knew that the Lord had really had a grip on me to understand I can't give you a fantasy, but I can give you a reality that you're not accustomed to. I can give you some information, some empowerment, some encouragement to let you know that you as a man have dropped the ball. If you think that you have to step outside of your home, if you don't have the power to be able to ignite and to activate your wife's sensuality, sexuality, spirituality, we ain't got time for fantasies over here. See, real women, we understand that yes, we may do some silly things in our past, but when we come to a place of being modest, we can't deny who we are in the fullness. But just know that there's a right time and a place for everything. So I just want to encourage my ladies out there who naturally have a sense of sensuality about themselves, sexuality about themselves, and we know that it's in us and we're saving and preserving it for the man who God wants us to share it with. We ain't got time for all that other mess. Respect our space and understand that we choose to be modest, but our sex appeal still comes through. But either way, that's nor here or there. Y'all, we ain't got time for the fantasies when we are truly living a reality. So don't settle for anybody or anything, any place, any situations that doesn't allow you to be your fullness. And sometimes we have to go through these hellhole spaces and these lies and living in these illusions to really find out, okay, it wasn't anything really wrong with me. I was just expressing the wrong parts of me in the wrong places and with the wrong people.